What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday of the Wrestling Junkies Podcast with Mr. Cincinnati. And as always, I am joined by the podcast dad under the learning tree. Choops, how you doing, man?
I'm great. Enlightened.
Good.
Even. How was dinner?
Dinner was fantastic. Shout out to the Northside Yacht Club. It was a very delicious burger. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Did you get a doggy bag? Because we all know you don't eat all your food.
It's beside the point, okay?
You can't just tell me things pre-show and not expect me to not bring them up. Come on now.
Well, I mean, we can't have just the regular banter of, oh, I went out to dinner beforehand. You got yourself prepped for your bedtime, basically. So, yeah.
I still haven't eaten dinner. I have frozen tilapia waiting for me on the stove.
Okay.
And
I mean,
it's real exciting dinner over here.
Yeah, carry on. Anyway, welcome back, guys. As always, hit that QR. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong QR code. That is our WWE shop. So, yeah, if you need some
you could hit that one, too.
Yes, I'm literally in the middle of fixing the plug, and then you know what? Okay. You want to do
I'm
it?
helping you with the plug. Yes, I can.
Oh, yeah.
Go to our WWE shop affiliate. Anything that you get there gives us a little bit of kickback so we can continue to have fun on this podcast, support your local independent shows, even your non-local independent shows. Hey, shout out to you, Action Wrestling. But anything you get on there gives us a kickback. We appreciate it. Thank you for that. You can go get a nice basketball jersey that I'm sure Mr. Cincinnati would love to wear on this show. But
we got a baseball jersey, too. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I do like baseball jerseys. Also,
I know.
Click that QR code to go to our socials. Follow us on X, Instagram. I think you have the TikTok.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes,
Follow us on the TikTok. Guys, we are at 262 subscribers on YouTube. Please help us get to 1K by the end of the year.
Yes.
What is it? It's the one. One person.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them about it. Let's have some fun. Hey, again, like I said, maybe you're just getting into wrestling. Come hang out with us. We're non-toxic. Just like, the markers that I let my children use. We're non-toxic. We have a lot of fun.
Basically Crayola, yeah.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
We're the Crayola podcast, yeah.
All right. Okay. All right.
I thought it
was
merch store. Funny.
Our merch store. Yes. Go buy some merch. We have mugs. We have beanies. We have T-shirts. We have tank tops. We have this lovely flag if you want that.
It's a tapestry.
You know what we don't have?
What don't we have, Tyler?
Don't shoot. There's one person on this planet that is allowed to use that name, and it is not you, my good friend.
Well, guess what? Now there's two, buddy.
Better calm down.
Easy there, Taylor Swift. It's fine. I'm calm.
Better calm down there, buddy. I did the plugs. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you did. You actually did a really, really great job. Also, shout out to Jordan Castle. Hell of an interview that I did with him yesterday. Drops tomorrow at 10 a.m. Cannot wait for you guys to see that. You've probably seen some clips floating around on social media. If you have not yet, I'm going to debut a new one right now. This one has not been seen on any of our socials just yet. But, take a little look at my interview with the voice of the Pacific Northwest.
In order to get there, you need to dress a certain way. You need to dress the part. You need to look the part. And that's not a slight on anyone else who underdresses or dresses differently, because I think they are phenomenal. There's, people out there like an MLJ or a Marco Arriaga or a J Rose who do the more casual thing. And I think they absolutely rock it. But specifically for me and for my style and the way I present, I think in order to sell that package and more than anything else, sell the importance of a show, because that's what commentary is supposed to do, right? We're not there to put over ourselves. People often do, and it sucks, but commentary and ring announcing at its best is there to enhance the product and enhance the wrestlers. And I think me dressing a certain way and wearing certain stuff says, hey, I think these people in this place in this show is important enough that I'm going to get all fancied up. And so by virtue, it's worth your time.
Yeah. So hell of a conversation. Again, cannot wait for all of you guys to check that out tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. By the time that the clips start. Yes, tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We usually drop Usually drop them on the Friday. Just want to let everybody know, hey, it's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., folks.
Yeah, mostly because there's a plug for Alliance for All Wrestling. They've got a show tomorrow in Azucar, California, I believe it is. So I want to make sure everybody hears what they can about that. Shout out to Barbie Boy, another friend of the show as well. Ready to talk some wrestling?
Yeah, and shout out to the top of your head. It looked great in that clip.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, by the time it started playing, it's like I can't stop the damn clip because of how it did all the, yeah.
Hey, we're in the wrestling business. If I can't rib you, what's the point?
I know it's yeah. This is true.
Looks like a frosty mug. Look at that.
It is. It's I've got. I mean, dude, it's Wind Down Wednesday, so I've got a little bit of Martha Shard in the old mug here. What?
Nothing. Change one letter. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. Nothing gets past you.
It's funny. Shut up. It's late. Leave me alone. It's Wind Down Wednesday. We're here to have fun, and if you're gonna ruin my fun, get out.
I'm not gonna ruin your fun. Where's your wine?
We're all under the tree.
No.
Of learning.
No.
Yes.
No. You keep talking. You keep talking about the tree. I'm gonna make you cut a switch. What?
Did you see who was recently photographed with Chris Jericho?
Nope.
The main man, Otis. Caught up for a drink. So you're telling me that you don't trust Otis? He's under the learning tree. And he saw the light because he turned on Chad Gable. You're telling me that the tree doesn't make sense?
You're trying so hard to make fetch happen, dude. And it's, sorry.
All right. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. You'll get there one day. You'll get there.
I don't know that I will. And I am at peace with that.
That's fine. We can watch Speed under the learning tree.
Watch what?
Speed.
I did actually watch Speed today.
I did too, under the tree.
Great match. Oh, God, whatever. Okay, great match between Nathan Frazier and Akira Tozawa. Frazier goes on to take on Xavier Woods in the finals of the number one contendership tournament. Yeah.
No, I lied. I didn't watch it.
You're supposed to watch NXT Level Up. You don't watch that either. So.
Yeah, I did. I watched it.
When
is Byron Saxton still doing commentary?
I don't know. You're supposed to tell me. You said
the answer.
You wanted
the answer is yes, and I told you when that stops, I will continue to watch.
You can just put it on mute.
Where's the fun in that?
What's the fun in doing this?
There's a lot of fun in doing this.
All right, really? All right.
I have a great time doing this. I'm with one of my best friends ever.
Aww.
Yeah, that's for you. That's for you. All right, enough of this sappy shit. All right, let's get to NXT. What caught your eye?
So I gotta say, I mean, Shawn Spears getting a non-title victory over Trick Williams in the main event on TV. Very clearly setting up a fatal four-way program. Ethan Page basically trying to call his shot again. Even though he lost once, looks like Heat Wave is probably shaping up to be a fatal four-way, which I'm totally cool with. The match between Ethan Page and Trick Williams was not great during their first one-on-one meeting. I don't know, if that's nerves or trying to feel each other out still as far as from a chemistry standpoint, but at least there's a lot more people that can control the pacing here. Javon Evans has excelled in NXT so far, but this is his first main event match under the WWE banner, and it's for the NXT Championship, so I can see them wanting to balance it out with a little bit more veteran presence. But yeah, no, I like the idea of a fatal four-way, just because we need to see what kind of mettle Trick Williams has during this title reign.
It was a much-needed win, I think, for Shawn Spears, who has come back to NXT, and let's be honest, been a little bit of a whimper.
Yeah.
The storyline with Rich Holland didn't work, and they moved past it. Now he kind of feels like a bigger deal. He just pinned the NXT champion in the middle of the ring. Clean.
He did. Yeah.
So that gives him a reason to be in this four-way. It makes him feel a little bit more important, and it should, because I think Shawn Spears is talented, but what they were trying didn't work, and I think it's a credit to NXT and Shawn Michaels to go, okay, it wasn't working. Let's pivot and let's do something different. And a fatal four-way is going to be great. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moving parts. Yeah. I think I said it maybe on last week's show. I think the combination between the rookies and the veterans is going to work very well. and I'm excited to see what the outcome is. Is this the point where we see Ethan Page capture that NXT championship? Because you don't have to pin Trick Williams. You could pin a Javon Evans and it wouldn't hurt him. You could pin a Shawn Spears, wouldn't hurt him. Is this the out?
It wouldn't surprise me if they take. I'm not going to say that it is just yet. I mean, I think Trick is still down here for a reason. I know there's moving parts on the main roster, and there's definitely a lot of noise now given the Wyatt 6 and Bloodline stories kind of dominating these shows again. Judgment Day also being, rounding out that top 3. Excuse me. So I could see them wanting to keep Trick around for a while because we're still trying to feel out where Melo's place is on the roster. But I don't necessarily think that we need a Trick versus Melo part 2 on the main roster just yet. And kind of, it doesn't have that same heat that it did early in the year. I would say if there was ever a time to do it, then I would say now would be the time. Just because, let's say for the sake of this hypothetical, Trick does win this match, I can't think of who he feuds with next.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah, that's a lot of it is,
it'll happen. I think you extend the Ethan Page, Trick Williams story with this. And if you remember, Braun lost the title pretty early. Lost it to Ziggler. Melo lost it to Ilya. Melo won it back, didn't he? He had 2 runs as NXT champion, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I think it was just the one.
Was it Ilya that had two runs?
It was Braun that had 2.
I thought Melo dropped it at one point. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, Braun had 2 because he had the Dolph Ziggler kind of that mini program. Yeah.
And they did it with Braun, so why not do the same thing with Trick? Because at that point, too, NXT had a lack of contenders.
Yeah.
So that gives you a little bit more, oh, man, Trick's vulnerable, and you can obviously have him win it back while you continue to try to build up some more contenders for him. Because you're right. After this Fatal 4-Way, who's next? No idea.
Lexus King?
No, absolutely not. I will eat my foot on this stream if the Trick's next challenger is Lexus King.
Save that for OnlyFans, bud. I would also say that Trick is also better in chase mode. I mean, we've seen him in number 1 contender mode. We've seen him as a champion for a few months now. I like him much better in the chase. Like this championship run has been meh for me, and it's not his fault. I mean, it still so far. I mean, there hasn't really been anything exciting to it yet. Ethan Page,
is that his fault or is that lack of challengers?
Lack of challengers, I think. It just for me it's only been okay so far. It hasn't set the world on fire, and it just hasn't really done it for me. I much like him better in that number 1 contender on the chase mode. That's just me.
I just think it's they started with the Noam Dar storyline, and then that didn't go anywhere. And then they went to the Ethan Page thing. So I think it was a little bumpy to start because you started a program and then didn't finish it for whatever reason. It just kind of felt weird. But I would say, I think Trick's still getting pops from the crowd. I think he's still over as hell. I think it's a little bit of lack of challengers right now. And we talked about it. NXT lost a lot of talent, maybe too much. I mean, you got to think they lost what? Melo, Ilya, Braun, Dijak, Gacy. There are 5 just normal every week characters that are just gone.
Yeah.
And they have to build that back up. And minus a Wes Lee who was hurt at the time too, who seems to be now in that North American chase. Could he be another challenger, or is he main roster bound?
Not. I wouldn't say it because what do you do with him?
I have no idea.
That's a lot of it is when you look at, again, those 3 large stories that are kind of dominating WWE, and I mean they were common threads throughout I mean, especially all of last week. I mean, that's just kind of what it is that we have to deal with right now. That's not to say that there won't be a time and a place for all these talents to have their moment in the sun.
Yeah.
It's just there are too many stories that have to take precedent right now. These aren't anybody that you can insert into the Bloodline story, or into the King of the Ring programs on the respective men's and women's sides of the roster. It just kind of is what,
Drew.
Yeah,
that's going to dominate some TV time.
Yeah, Seth Rollins is waiting in the wings to start his story with Punk as well, and that's one that could also start any day. Now we've seen WWE starting to do these, multiple stories for the same character or characters, and finding ways to set them up for later down the line. So,
it's interesting. It's interesting to see what they do, because yes, there is kind of a void in that main event scene. So, like I think someone like they tried it with Tony D. It didn't really work.
No.
I think a Nathan Frazier would be okay in the main event scene. Like, he put on a great match.
He did.
We would just need a little bit more character. Maybe that's a manager.
Yeah, because I could see him turning heel as opposed to Axiom. Because, we are starting to see that friction there. Axiom is thinking about Chase U coming after those tag titles that he waved. Frazier had his sights on the Heritage Cup, and that's another point of contention that they can certainly tap into. Frazier, I definitely think, has the potential to be a heel, and I don't know. I might try to tinker around with that in 2K.
Yeah, he's got to fix the whole, promo thing. He hasn't been taken seriously, I don't think, quite yet, promo wise.
Sure.
In the ring he can go, and that's obvious. But like promos, it's been you also have Noam Dar, who still, I guess, has a claim that Trick didn't beat him. But yeah, I don't know where Noam Dar's been.
He hurt. He, at least kayfabe, he was on a FaceTime call with the rest of Metaphor last night during the show, and I think that he was injured. So yeah, I don't know if that is the result of a legitimate injury or not, but at least that's the story that they're telling, is that he's just out for the foreseeable future. So it's really just kind of a Meta 3 as opposed to a Meta 4.
And you have you have the giant man in the room that's just sitting in the back, and Obafemi. Like, when do you pull the trigger on that? And you also, I think you still have a kind of a dark horse in Charlie Dempsey that, I think if we finally get that on-screen character manager with Regal, I think would take him to the next level, if they choose to do that. Because you and I both know Charlie Dempsey can wrestle.
Oh yeah,
it's those promo skills, which he's not awful, but I think you put a Regal with him, just like the Black Bull Combat Club had, and I think that would step him up the next level. They'll level him up.
Yeah. Watch the show, and then you can make a level up pun. Okay.
Fine, I'll watch it.
Good.
Well, good.
Yeah,
good.
Perfect. It's great, grand, wonderful. Lola Vice knocked out Roxanne Perez and then took her title. Added literal insult to injury.
Yeah, she did.
I like Lola Vice as a heel, and I feel like they've. It almost feels like a hot shot kind of turn that they've been trying to do with her, and it's not working. Mm-mm. We're just now finally starting to establish the character, and I like that they're, I love that she got the NXT Underground match with Shayna, on at the PLE. That was a great jumping off point. But I think there needs to be a little bit more before she's, somebody that I'm gonna want to cheer for. She's just never had that personality.
Yeah. Also, shout out Shayna Baszler returning to Bloodsport.
That's gonna be really cool. Yeah,
I saw that got announced.
Yes,
but yeah, like, some people are just natural heels, and she's a natural heel. I mean, shaking your ass is not going to get you cheered everywhere. I mean, that's almost kind of a heel thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah. She just feels like more of a natural heel than anything.
Yeah.
But you're not going to turn Roxanne, so they're in the same boat on the women's side. They lost a lot on the women's side. And with Sol Ruca winning the match against Ariana Grace, which I thought was a little surprising. That takes her out of that main title picture. Gigi's on the shelf. Cora Jade's on the shelf. I don't think JC Jane's at that level quite yet.
No. I mean, because we've tried the JC Jane singles thing. I'm not interested.
I like her character though. I think a mid card title for her would be good. I do. I think that's her ceiling. Okay. And we haven't really done much with Thea Hale afterwards either. So
true.
They have a lot of pieces. I just think they need to start. Again, you lost Lyra. You lost Fallon Henley. Like you lost a couple.
Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport. Another one. I think that was
Tiffany.
Yeah, Tiffany was it though. Tiffany is it. So
Tiffany is her.
Yes, she is. Is she gonna be in Money in the Bank? Because they announced another one, didn't they? For next week?
I think she's in that qualifying match with Naomi and Blair. I think. Yeah. So I think it's a real possibility.
I don't know who wins that one. Or maybe Naomi goes after the women's championship.
I heard that rumor about the mid-card titles for the women's division. They need to hurry up with those.
If I'm WWE, I'm sending Naomi back to TNA. I mean, we'll get some crossover.
It's true.
That crowd knows her.
They do. They definitely do. I mean, and I can always watch her mix it up with Jordynne Grace again.
Yes.
That's just good television.
Yeah, it is. Shout out to Jordynne Grace. So, do we want to talk about Ricky Starks?
I do, mostly because I need kind of a rundown on what's going on. I've heard some things. I didn't get to watch any of the videos today, but just give me the
there's just some weird stuff going on online about Ricky Starks, and I think you brought it up. I don't know how long ago about Tony Khan saying, would love to have him back on TV. Like, dude, you book him.
You're the effing book, yeah.
Yeah, like you book him then, and I think that contract's coming up. Is he NXT? I would think so. Right?
I would put him in NXT right now, yes.
So that could be another challenger.
Exactly. I mean, I think it'd be very easy to get lost in the shuffle when there's already so many new names after this draft that they're still trying to establish that, you're not necessarily going to put him to where he's going to beat a Sami Zayn. He's not going to work a Logan Paul or anything like that. Like, much like they have done with Ethan Page, like he feels like a main event star in NXT. Perfect for Starks, and that's not to say that he won't eventually have a great main roster run should he sign with WWE, but this is a way to, again, introduce him to that crowd.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it, right? Like, there's a reason he hasn't been on television. It's probably because he's leaving.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's why Ricochet's not on television. So if you're AEW and you're WWE, you just traded Ricochet for Ricky Starks. It seems fair.
It doesn't really, it's not a bad trade at all. I mean, legitimately, if that's,
I think
if there were trades in pro wrestling.
I think Ricky Starks fits better in WWE as a superstar, and I think Ricochet would fit better in AEW as a wrestler. So it's not a bad thing. You want to catch me up on Dynamite so far?
Yeah, so MJF and Daniel Garcia had a bit of a moment to kick off the show. A couple of New York boys basically showing their respect for each other. MJF harkened back to the time that he was world champion, gave Garcia a one-on-one shot. Garcia came up short, but he still busted his ass, and he's gotten better in the ring and on the mic since they had that match. So MJF threw down the gauntlet. MJF, Daniel Garcia, All In Wembley. Not to be outdone, the aerial assassin Will Ospreay shows up and says to Garcia, "You're due for an international title match. Let's say next week, and who knows, if you're lucky, both titles will be on the line."
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay.
Are we?
It's not, Are we getting the Daniel Garcia push finally?
I hope so.
It's been stop, start, stop, start, stop, start.
I know.
Is this it?
I'm going to hope that it is if he's mixing it up with MJF and Will Ospreay.
We said the same thing when he was mixing up with Danielson.
Yeah, but both Ospreay and MJF have gotten big money deals this year.
Okay. But we've said the same thing. Like, hopefully this is it, because I think we all think Daniel Garcia can wrestle.
Yeah.
The dancing is over.
I don't think Daniel Garcia can wrestle. I know he can.
Yeah. I mean, the dancing is over. How silly it is, but it's over.
Yeah.
Ask Tony Khan to do it with a broken neck. But, yeah, I hope AEW is going to have to, like, I think they fumbled Ricky Starks a little bit.
They did.
Don't fumble Daniel Garcia. He's really, really good. And he could be something for you, like as an AEW original. So that could be that could be a lot of fun.
Because if not, that's somebody else that would also thrive in WWE. Imagine Garcia in a Chad Gable type of role, just upper mid card, going for the Intercontinental Championship, doing it based on just damn good wrestling. That's Daniel Garcia.
Okay. All right. I just think it's so stop start that I don't know if I could see him. Like I need to see a sustained push to know. Okay, yeah, this guy would succeed in WWE. We just haven't seen it yet. So.
Yeah, and that's not unreasonable. Yeah, okay.
Were we supposed to preview Forbidden Door today, or is that tomorrow?
Let's do it all tomorrow. We also have the Ringside Club crossover podcast. We'll do our Forbidden Door predictions on our show. We're gonna chop it up with those guys over there, 9:00 Eastern.
I'm gonna have my coffee.
Good.
I'm not backing out.
I wasn't saying that you were going to. I wasn't saying that you were going to.
Last night was a little late. That's
okay. It's fine. I know how this works by now.
It's good because
you
still don't know how to eat and finish your dinner, but that's fine.
Okay, all right. That was not good podcasting, but yeah. Anything else? World of NXT.
I don't think so.
No. Check us out tomorrow night, Ringside Club crossover podcast. We'll have all of that information on our socials throughout the day as well. Check out our interview with Jordan. Yes.
Real quick. Don't we have something coming up in a couple weeks that we might have sponsored?
We do. Scenic City Invitational, Chattanooga, Tennessee. 2 nights of chaos. The good Dr. Landon Hale taking on Paul London in the first round. Definitely. I mean, that's
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we got Landon, we got Manders, we've got Adam Priest, Rachel Armstrong, just some phenomenally talented men and women that are going to be there this weekend. Not just competing in the tournament, but just that are going to be there to hang out. So be on the lookout for some exclusive Wrestling Junkies content as it relates to that.
Wrestling Junkies alum Rico Gonzalez.
Yes, congratulations to Rico Gonzalez and AC Mack. Consider this our formal invitation to join the Wrestling Junkies for the newlywed game that we have in mind. Definitely think you're going to get a kick out of this. I have been told that Johnny Van Frank is in talks to host this episode, and
get ready, Johnny. Johnny has fun with those. Get ready. There are no stones unturned. It's fine. We'll play it with you soon.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, nothing. I'm just saying. Let's not go.
Reds fan
ahead there, bud. He is a Reds fan.
Well, they stink. So go Phillies. I hope you hear that. Go Phillies. Your Reds stink.
Dude, I can't wait till Bengals Eagles, October 27th.
I'm really hoping Joe Burrow makes it that far.
Would you stop saying shit like that? I mean, because it's like, look,
how many seasons has he played? How many seasons has he played?
So season 4.
4. How many has he gotten through?
2.
Okay, so that's 50%. So it's a 50-50 chance. Hopefully he makes it that far, because The Eagles will probably be undefeated by then. We're just.
Don't be so sure, sweet cheeks.
You look at me like that, and it's fine.
I just did.
That's fine. Hey. I can't wait. Oh, my God, I can't wait.
It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, it's going to be a bad time for you. Bad time.
Well, it's going to be a great time because anytime I get to hang out with you in person, it's a great time.
Saquon Barkley's going to be on the team. Just
would you stop it?
Running over your defenders, whoever they are.
Could you give it a rest?
No.
Por favor.
No. Don't. If you're going to come on here and tell me, oh, I can't wait for the Bengals and Eagles.
Yeah, I can't wait for the game.
You can't handle the heat because you're going to see a different side of the podcast. You're going to see a whole different side. And I don't know if you're going to like
the finger wagging is
you're going to see a heel turn. It's going to be rough.
This is not a good look on you.
It's going to be rough. Win, lose, or draw, which they have. For that 3.5 hours of that game, you won't even know the person sitting next to you.
Well, I got Podcast Mom and MJB to keep me company then. How about that?
Podcast Mom's on my side, buddy. You got MJB.
I've seen how quickly you can get on your wife's bad side. Don't be so sure.
You're talking about a Browns fan and my wife. You think she likes the Bengals?
I'm just trying to find.
You're up a creek without a paddle.
I'm trying to find a lesser evils situation here. That's it.
You won't find it with me and the Podcast Mom.
Okay.
She wants to see the Bengals lose even worse than I do.
All right, let's end this show. Okay.
You started it.
All I said was I can't wait for the game.
I can't reach it back there.
Hit that QR code in the top left corner. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Again, if you guys know at least one person that would enjoy the show, please do us a favor and share it with them. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers at the end of the year. Join the Wrestling Junkies family. Put that damn terrible towel down.
It's not a terrible towel. You shut your damn mouth.
Put the terrible towel down.
It's not a terrible towel. That's
okay,
a cheap gimmick. This is real.
It's a moldy terrible towel. How about that?
You're a moldy towel.
Now it's time to end this show.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Yeah, you guys know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, hit that QR code, support our merch store, go to our WWE shop affiliate. This has been the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. We'll be back tomorrow night, 6:30, for our show, Forbidden Door Predictions. We'll also be on the Ringside Club podcast doing a crossover episode tomorrow, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. We'll send that link out as we have it. Thank you guys so much. He's a podcast dad, Mr. Cincinnati. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.